Boker Tov. We're continuing in the Shir HaShirim in the 5th Pasuk. Shechora ani v'nava benot Yerushalayim ke'aoleh kedar kiryot Shlomo. So we're like the woman. Shechora ani. So she says, "I am black." The literal translation, v'nava, but I am beautiful, like the daughters of Yerushalayim. Ke'aoleh kedar, like the tents of Bedouins. Kiryot Shlomo, like the curtains of Shlomo. The explanation is, even though I am black, even though I am stained from sins, I am still beautiful because I am from Yerushalayim, and I'm your child still. And through being close to you, I will, and I have that beauty. I am like the Bedouins that go from place to place. In my exile, I go from place to place. But I look forward to going back to the building of Shlomo, which is the Beit HaMikdash. Rashi adds in that the tents of the Bedouins are very dirty because they're exposed in the elements. But with a good wash, you can make them white again, like the curtains of Shlomo. So too, with a good wash of our actions, we can become better. And Rashi also says that sometimes I might be black because of my actions, but I'm at the same time beautiful, because what's happening here is a contrast. I'm black, but I'm beautiful. I'm like the Bedouins, but I'm also like the curtains of Shlomo. So a person might be black with their actions, but recognize that you're beautiful because of your forefathers. You're always connected because of our forefathers. And the contrast, which we're going to see, is there are certain things that I did which were really bad, but certain things that we did that was really good. We did the Egel HaZahav, which was really bad, but opposite that, we accepted the Torah, and so on. And the Rokeach continues on that vein and says, we were on the one side, we were Shechora, we were the Maaseh Egel, but the Na'ava, we were, and he says the beauty here was the Mishkan, that was the Kapara for the Egel. Also, he says the numerical value of the word Shechora is B'maaseh Egel, the act of doing the golden calf. Benot Yerushalayim is the gematria of the words Neshamot HaTzadikim, the souls of the Tzadikim. Meaning, even though I'm black, that's where I come from. I come from Neshamot of Tzadikim. The Gaon Vilna explains as follows. We say over here, Shechora ani v'nava. I'm black, but I'm beautiful. How does that fit? So we know that the Torah describes, I forget which one of our imahot, I think it was Rachel, it says Yefat Toar v'Yefat Mareh. She had a beauty of Yefat Toar and Yefat Mareh. What's the difference of these beauties? Yefat Toar is body, Yefat Mareh is looks. So, says the Gaon of Vilna as follows, that we are on the one side dark or dirt or black and sin, and on the other side we're beautiful. So the beautiful is the body, but the dirty or the black is the face, so to speak. And he explains as follows, that we know the 613 mitzvot. The Gemara says the 613 divided into two groups: 248 positive commandments, 365 negative commandments. 248 is keneged evarim shel adam, 248 limbs of the body. 365 is 365 days of the year. But 365 days is only in the lunar calendar, in the solar calendar, in the sun calendar. Lunar calendar is 355. So the 365 is the sun, that is Shechora ani v'nava ben Yerushalayim. And the next pasuk is going to be, Al tiruni shani shechachar sheshezafani hashamesh. Don't look at me like I'm black. I was tanned by the sun. So the sun is what's causing me to be black. So the 365 has to do with the sun. That's Shechora ani. But the beauty is the body, which is the Evarim, which is the 248 mitzvot aseh. And therefore one of the explanations is as follows. The mitzvot aseh, the positive commandments, look at me, my body is good. I do your commandments. Unfortunately, sometimes when you tell me not to do things, the lo ta'aseh, there I'm dark. And if you recall what we did on Simchat Torah, we went through the 77 mitzvot that are applicable nowadays. And I think, almost all of them were like, yeah, I do that. I do tefillin, I do tzitzit, I do that, I do that. It's just that when you open the book of the don't do, like, maybe that I got to work on, that I got to work on, that I got to work on. We didn't go through that, but that's in general. Also, says the Gaon of Vilna, that there is the outside of what you see of a person, and there's also the inside. And therefore, the part that I'm beautiful, sometimes a person's actions are nice, but sometimes you don't know what's going on inside. Or if a person's he does the mitzvot, but he might not have the right kavanot, he might not have the right intentions, or he just doesn't connect to it on the most deepest ways. Also, he says that these two concepts of dirty but also clean is connecting to mitzvot ben adam l'makom, ben adam l'chavero, mitzvot between man and man and God, where sometimes, which is on the outside, which is the body, between man and man, a person is good. But sometimes between man and God, he is not so good. It can be the opposite as well. Sometimes between man and God, it looks like he's good, but in man and man, he might not be that great. And the last part he says is that we have midot and mitzvot. Meaning mitzvot are commandments we got to do, but there's also midot of anger, and there's jealousy, and there's all these things, but it doesn't say that in the Torah. We learn that from Pirkei Avot, etc. Why is it not in the Torah? So he says, "Hamidot hem bachutz kemo halevush shel mitzvot." It's like the clothing of the mitzvah. Vehem ikara Torah. That is actually the main part of the Torah. So how you do the mitzvah? Are you doing it with anger? Are you doing it with jealousy? Are you doing it with bad midot? And that's why kol hakoes is ki'ilu avodah zarah. Like if a person gets angry, it's like as if he did avodah zarah. And even though these things aren't written in the Torah, but it's a levush, it's the clothing of the mitzvah, which is the ikar of the Torah. And that's what he says, that there's the darkness, but there's also the beauty, that sometimes we do actions, but we might not have the right midot attached to it. Or sometimes we have the good midot, but our actions, our actual mitzvot, aren't done. So even though I'm not perfect, but we say I'm still connected, I'm still Benot Yerushalayim, I still want and long for the house of Shlomo HaMelech. So that is the 5th Pasuk of Shir HaShirim. We'll continue with Hashem slowly. Chazak u'baruch, and have a good day, everyone.